Hey guys, I'm Lauren Rivers, and today I'm going to talk about video games. Video games have always been an interest of mine. I've been playing them ever since I was a kid, all the way back with the Atari and the original Super Mario Brothers. You know, in the first Super Mario Brothers, you could only scroll in one direction. You couldn't go back, so that made for some interesting challenges. I even had the original Game Boy with the one color screen and the four AA batteries. It's like due to the limitations of the programming at the time, games back then weren't all that sophisticated, but they were still a lot of fun. And, it wasn't until many years later when I could download some of these games on the PlayStation Network that I was aware of the small file size of some of the early games. It's like, these days you can buy terabytes of memory for not that much money, but you think, back in the early days of gaming, it's like some of these games that have what looks like such amazing sophisticated programming really didn't take up that much computer memory, and it just makes it that much more impressive because they would have had to store all of this information in this little bit of computer memory. And I played a lot of Nintendo, and we had Sega Genesis, but I don't think I'd really consider myself a gamer until the mid 90s when I had come into possession of a PlayStation, of the original PlayStation. And one of the first games that I picked up was Final Fantasy VII. And, Final Fantasy VII is probably one of my all-time favorite video games. It is my first real exposure to a JRPG, and, it was one of those games that I sank so many hours into playing over the course of many years, and for a long time it was pretty much an annual tradition that I would play the traditional Final Fantasy at least once every year. And, I don't really do that too much anymore, but, of course, when they announced the Final Fantasy VII Remake, I had to go check that out, and, I still need to finish it. I've gotten to the end, but I haven't quite beaten it yet. But as to go back to the main topic, my interest in video games usually tends to be pretty varied. I usually like a wide variety of titles ranging from action to RPGs to strategy and everything in between. I'm a big PlayStation fan, having had all the systems so far, and since upgrading my PC, I've been playing a lot of PC games through Steam. And not too long ago, I figured out how to capture game footage and decided to explore the possibility of maybe producing some video game related content. So I might be sending some emails to some companies and seeing if they'll let me produce content using some of their games. So, I've still got some trial and error before I figure out exactly what I'm doing, but with any luck it'll be something you'll all enjoy, and if not, it'll be something I'll have fun doing just for the sake of doing it. So, hopefully we'll have some fun. So, first video that I should be producing should come out before too terribly long. But beyond that, we'll just kind of wait and see. I need to figure out a plan on exactly, how I want to do all this and how much time I'll have to commit to it and so on and so forth. But, hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. So, be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching. And if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!